Hey Amanda, how you doing?
Doing good, Nick. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to see you. It's great to see you. Thanks for taking the time to take a couple minutes and talk about agent attraction and what makes you special. We're really excited. Awesome, awesome. So, hey, look, we are going to talk about a lot of things today, but one of the things that we wanted to start with was how you are different, Amanda, in terms of how you attract agents. So, if you could start with maybe a little bit on your background and how long you've been at EXP and where your unique niche is, that'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah. Gosh, my background is real estate investing. So that's how I got into real estate. I've been in real estate in some form for like the last 13, 14 years. And so I had my own real estate firm. And I would say EXP found me about 4.5 years ago. And so I couldn't sleep for 3 days, pulled the trigger, joined the company with, and there was only 3,000 agents. And that was literally the best decision of my entire life. So yeah, since then, just been really just working it. I'm completely done with flipping houses. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not even personally selling houses anymore. I'm just referring all of my leads to my group and creating the freedom really, and just helping and training and creating the passive income lifestyle, right? Leveraging income.
Yeah, so your niche kind of started, like you said, investments, rentals, flipping, and those things. And how have you been able to maybe tailor that niche to attract agents to EXP?
So agents are always curious about investing in real estate. And so from, coming from that background before I was ever an agent, I just started doing a lot of events. I've learned something from one of my past coaches. It's called person of interest. And it's becoming that person that people are like, wow, like, how is she doing that? Or how exactly did she put together this deal and only come out of pocket $5,000, and she just made 30,000 on this deal. So I started hinting little things of what we were doing, with buying houses on subject to, or we were doing owner financing, or whatever it was that we were doing at the time. And I became that person of interest. And then I started doing events and started out doing live events. And then started doing some, Zoom events, which are great because that just opens you up to the entire world. And now we're still doing events. I think I have 9 events coming up in November, and that's the attraction model. And so I'm big about that. You'll never catch me calling agents to tell them about EXP. I will never do that. I just want to attract them to me. They're going to reach out to me. They're going to ask questions. And then in the conversation, as I ask them questions, I figure out what is the problem? What is it that they're struggling with? And then if EXP is a good fit, which 99% of the time it is, then I will ease them into an EXP conversation.
I love that approach, and it's something I want to dive a little bit deeper into because a lot of agents out there, in real estate, we are chasing business. We are on that hamster wheel of trying to find that next deal, right? You're always looking for for that, right? Those sales. And so when it comes to agent attraction, it's almost the complete opposite, right? Where you are attracting people to you and to the company and to this beautiful model, like you explained, that is so great for so many real estate agents out there, and it fits that mold for so many people out there. So, can you talk a little bit more on just kind of that concept of attracting versus chasing and trying to recruit agents?
Well, the first thing you have to do is get really good at social media. You have to get to a point on your social media account, whatever it is that you choose, whether it's your Facebook or your Instagram or your LinkedIn, but choose one and go strong. I chose Facebook and to begin with. And so I went strong on Facebook. I started doing Facebook Lives. I was posting all the time, doing videos. And what you want to do is you want to get to the point where your audience, your friends, whoever it is, that you're talking to, they feel like they know you. So literally people would follow me on social media. I've never met them in person ever. And I would walk into an event and they would come up to me and be like, oh my God, you're the traveling realtor. Like I follow you. And at the time I was posting a lot about my dad because he had cancer and we were like going through this whole, you know, different therapy. And so people all the time would come up to me and ask me about my dad, and that would just start the conversation. And these were all realtors. If you look at my Facebook, out of the 40, I'm right at 5,000 friends, because I'm always having to delete someone to add someone. But out of those 5,000, I bet you 4,500 of them are real estate agents.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's something that's both impressive. And of course, I know did not happen overnight either, right? That's something you committed to. And speaking of that, that commitment, how that manifests over time, right? You had an opportunity to not just be big on social media, but you got reached out to be on TV too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it just keeps going, as you put yourself out there and you are the meeting planner, you are hosting events, you are, building your audience on social media, opportunities pop up. And so yeah, it started out with a TV show, Bravo TV show. It's gone on to different podcasts. I'm actually speaking on stage this weekend with Floyd Mayweather and Brandon Dawson. Like it just continues to unfold to these amazing opportunities. But literally, it's all because of my social media presence. That's it.
Wow, that is really impressive. But I will say, it's because of that social media presence. It's also because you have that right mindset to go into it with the idea of attracting, not chasing, right? And so I mean, you're living the life. You are the traveling realtor, right? And so you've bought into that. And tell us a little bit about that side of your business and how that's helped you attract as well, your traveling realtor tribe.
So I came up with that brand, gosh, about, I don't know, maybe 4 years max, probably 3 years ago. I came up with that brand because I was literally in Jamaica and I had just finished a real estate mastermind that we do a couple times a year. And I was really digging deep because I loved traveling. But at the time, even though I was already with the XP, I was still stuck on the hamster wheel. I was still working buyers and sellers. I was actually still flipping houses. I was still just like busy, 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 right? And so it took me 2 days just sitting thinking like, how can I make this work? And when I came up with the traveling realtor brand, my idea of what that looked like is totally different from what it actually looks like today. It just continues to mold. And so I say, for those of you watching and you're trying to figure out like, what are you going to brand yourself as? Just come up with something that feels right, but don't be afraid to pivot and to change it as you go. Like when I first started traveling realtor, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to just start interviewing all of these realtors who travel and like figuring out like where they like to go and how are they able to travel and not work the whole time? Because every time I took a trip, the travel guides would come up and I would be completely busy the whole time. My boyfriend would be mad at me because I'm not hanging out. It's just all of those pressures. Every time I took a vacation, I just felt like, oh, it's not a vacation. Like I can't get away from my phone. My computer's on. I'm writing offers. And so that was my intention. But what I found out very quickly is that 99% of the real estate agents out there can never take a true vacation. And that's what led me into this, oh my gosh, I have to do more passive income. I have to teach passive income. And so that's what led me like down this road of the traveling realtor. And it's just molded into like multiple things.
Yeah, and it sounds like that what you were doing is trying to essentially paint the picture for the lifestyle of passive income that passive income can create. And I think that really speaks to speaks to the culture that you built with your group. You guys have an amazing organization. What's your downline looking like now? Your team, your group.
It's a little over 200.
Wow, congrats. I saw that you just passed 200. That's awesome. And you're all over, right? That's the beautiful thing about it, right? It's that you guys are not based in any, you're not really, hyper local like any other, group, right?
Yeah, I think we're in 4 countries right now. I'm living in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. I've been here for a year and a half. And so we've got a good team down here. We actually just opened Portugal, so that's exciting.
Wow, you are taking things to the next level, really buying into that culture. And I think this is, again, these are the kinds of conversations that anybody out there that's watching, it's a natural thing, in life, and especially in agent attraction in general. It can never be a chase. It doesn't feel, it's not as natural that way. And there are people that are successful at it, and they commit to that, and they, there's people out there who, will pound the phones and work that process and do those things. And there's different approaches that work for everybody. But I think that, as we've heard today with Amanda, and a lot of the interviews that you're hearing, it's really about attracting to what are building, that lifestyle. You're painting that vision for agents, and seeing if it's a right fit. I love that. That was the best thing, favorite thing that you said. I think was that, if it's a right fit, which of course it is for almost all agents. And I think that's just an important thing to keep in mind, a great mindset. So I want to wrap up by saying, by asking you a little bit more just about some the coaching that you do, where people can find you, and anything else you want to add to close out.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you can find me. I'm Amanda the Traveling Realtor all over social media. I do have my Zen card, which I love, and I got from you guys from Attractzen. And so with the Zen card, which I'm sure you'll have on here somewhere, it has everything. It has like all of my free downloads. It has my webinar. It has my course. I teach real estate agents how to start and scale an Airbnb short-term and or a mid-term rental business, so that you can attract more clients, and become that relocation expert in your area. So that's really what we teach. But yeah, the Attractzen card's awesome. So I'm sure that'll be somewhere on here.
Yeah, of course. Linked right below. It'll pop up.
Yeah.
I love it. Amanda, thank you again so much for your time. This has been great. Thank you for opening up and sharing some of your mindset and of agent attraction, and how to attract and not chase agents out there. So again, thanks, Amanda.
Very welcome. See ya.